Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Damn, I was gone for like a year. Welcome to Defending My Collection right here on channel Donstar. Catchy tune. Isn't that a little catchy tune? Kind of brings back memories of watching those old, producing those old videos of defending. And I haven't done it in so long, mainly because my producer kind of took off. No, I was doing the 3D. I was doing the 3D, I believe. But anyway, I heard that my producer, I heard a rumor that he might be coming home very soon. So I don't know when that will be. But I had stated that I was going to do a big pickup video. And what better to do it in a defending. I'm going to split this off in two parts because I've got a crap load of new movies for my collection. And this started happening where I started buying again. Gosh, I think my last update was the spring of 2016. And I haven't done an update since, so you're going to see like a year's 3/4 months. You're going to see a lot of movies that I bought throughout 2016 and the beginning now of something clicked 2017, which probably will be in part 2. Because as I was pulling these out of the old collection, because I had them all up there, I was like, damn, I got like a giant stack here. And knowing me with my long videos and how I talk about each movie, I figured might as well split this up. And yeah, I've been, just give you a little background. I've been kind of away from the Bluetooth community. Another click. You know what it is? It's the ice in my drink. It's popping. But I've been kind of away from the Bluetooth community because I've didn't really have anything to show. And I really, every time I would get a movie here or there, I was like, well, should I? No, there's no reason to. I'm just going to keep doing my IMOs and my Thursday throwbacks and some new stuff like Mad Hell Monday and Forgotten Gems, and just little reviews where I sit on the couch, and you've seen them. Give you my take on certain movies. And lately, like within the past couple weeks, week or two, actually, I've been doing a lot on my game channel. I've been just playing GTA 5 and doing videos for that, and recently I've gotten into Outlast 2, which is terrifying. And if you want to see me really scared, go to my game channel and watch me play that game. That's and I'm not even done with it yet. I got a whole lot more to go from what I understand. But anyway, I thought, you know, now it's time. I put a little teaser out there. I believe it was the Barry's Back teaser, where I was going to do a shitload of pickups to catch everybody up. And I do have quite a bit. So instead of me talking, why don't we just get to it? This is going to be interesting because I haven't done one of these defending videos or show-off videos in such a long time. I'm hoping I'll be able to just slide right into that mood that I'm usually in. And be entertaining. You know, just show you what I got. Seems like a lot of people get a lot of views when they show off stuff that they got. So hopefully you'll watch this. A lot of you people out there, hopefully you'll watch this. And I'll get a lot of views. You know, because my other review, you know, I don't get many reviews. But anyway, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm doing this for fun. I'm just, you know, throwing it out there so maybe some time in the future my daughter will look back and watch this. Yeah, I have a daughter. I haven't talked about that. But anyway, so I think this is the first one I did after my last pickup video. I believe my last pickup video ended on the big Bride of Reanimator set. I went back and kind of was looking, and I don't know if this one was in there, but I figured I'll just start with this one and then we'll just go through. This is not in alphabetical order. This is in the order that I picked them up. I use a program called DVD Profiler, and it registers. I mean, you can put everything that you buy in there, but it tells you the date that you bought it. So I kind of went back date-wise and said, okay, Brad Reanimator was here, so, excuse me, everything else from there is going to be new. And I'm just seeing a couple, and I didn't pull those out. But that's okay. I'll just tell you. I don't think. No, I didn't. I'll just say what they are. I don't have to show the discs. So anyway, yeah, first one is a 3D movie. How surprising. Good Dinosaur. I really enjoyed this. If you know me, well, you know me. I'm a 3D lover. I love all 3D. And in my mind and in my life, I figured, you know what? I'm just going to buy just about everything that comes out in 3D. Whether it's bad, whether it's good. I just want a collection. So when 3D, this is like the third runaround of 3D. We had the 50s, the 80s, and now we're in the 2012 on, or 2015 on, with 3D televisions. And I know they've stopped selling 3D televisions, which is fine because I still have mine, and there are some places you can get certain kind of 3D televisions. I don't know why. I think some of the early 4K televisions actually had 3D on them, and I don't know why they just don't, you know, I mean, just have it as an extra, have it as a regular, you know. 4K is the new big thing that everybody wants, but just give it the 3D, you know, parts so you can watch 3D, because all these people who have them would probably want to watch them again, since some of the 3D is really good. From what I remember of this, I really enjoyed. I thought the 3D was pretty damn good. I loved the story. The story was great. It really hit me emotionally with a few scenes. One, it's been a while since I've seen this, but one scene in particular, I did an IMO on this, and you can go back and see the review on that, is where they don't talk, but they're telling a story with twigs, and they're forming, you know, and they're writing in the sand. It's really kind of cool. So I got the slipcover. People like seeing the slipcover. And it's a 2-disc set. I'll just do that so you don't see the code. I don't give away codes. I keep them and let them retire, let them expire. I don't care. It's a complete thing. When I have these, any kind of little flyers that are in there, or ads for something, or UV codes, I keep them all intact. And I know people say, well, you could just sell them and make money. I don't care, you know, I don't care. But it has a kind of a nice lenticular cover. But yeah, I enjoyed the flick, so let's move on, because we got a crap load more. This movie was pretty disappointing, and I kind of knew it was going to be disappointing. Another one I did an IMO review of, you can go back. And I think I called this, oh, what was the name? It was something Adrenaline, and it is the remake of Point Break. It's not a remake. It's not a remake. It's a whole nother movie about extreme extremists. What is the title? Extreme sports. Where you know, the guys jump off mountains and do all that weird stuff, and then I think the producer said, hey, let's just tag the name Point Break on there and say it's a remake, and we'll have a bunch of people go watch it. And you know, without the name Point Break, and without your mind thinking that it's a remake, and just going into it as a normal film, it's an okay film. It's not great, it's an okay. But Point Break still is up here. This is like down here. But it's entertaining. I don't remember much of the 3D. I kind of think it was all right. But what was it? It was something Adrenaline. And I said that would make such a better title for this movie. Not Point Break. Anyway, it comes with the lenticular 3D cover and the discs, which I'll just pull that over there. It has the UV code. It's a 2-disc thing. It's been so long since I've done these. And I've watched other people's videos where they show off what they buy, and they still do that. And I'm thinking, I did that through the whole Defending series, but people like you to open it up and show the discs and the artwork, and it's like, it's kind of, I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say it's kind of weird, but yeah. I'm doing it, and it gets views, so whatever. Sorry, folks. This movie, it was a while since I picked it up. I waited till it came out for $10, $9.99. I heard great things about it, and it won a Best Picture for Oscar. If you're into that, Oscars, I've given up a long time ago. Oscars are just garbage. Anyway, last year's was hilarious. La La Land, right. Best Picture, right. So anyway, yeah, I picked up The Revenant. Leo's fantastic performance, fantastic movie, a bit long, but my God, it's worth the sit. It's like reading a fantastically great novel, adventure novel. I thought is this Aronofsky? Oh, my eyes are going. No, I think it's somebody else, and I cannot. You know, in about a year's time, I've been going blind, and I just can't see close anymore without reading glasses, and I don't have a pair. I got to go out and get some reading glasses. I actually got to make an appointment with the eye doctor. Anyway, so the print is super, super small, but most of you film people know who directed this. And they did he did a fantastic job in this. I really enjoyed this movie. It was great. It deserved Best Picture. I couldn't tell you what came out that year to compete with it, but glad I have it in the collection. Another UV code, and it's a cheapo eco. Haven't said that in a while, and a 1-disc set. I got it cheap, so I didn't get no slipcover, which I don't give a damn. I really don't care about slipcovers. Collectors make such a big deal about slipcovers. And I think back of CP from Will I Like It Reviews. When I stumbled across his channel, he would do his reviews, and he had a wall of slipcovers behind him because he too didn't give a damn about slipcovers, and he just used all these slipcovers put together as a background. And at that time, I was like, dude, people pay money for just the slipcovers. What are you doing? Now it's like a year, 2 years later, and I couldn't care less, or I could care less. No, I couldn't care less. That's how you say it. Anyway, this is another one that I already had the one original version, and then when this was remastered and came out, I picked it up again, and it's ID4. It's not a guilty pleasure. I really like this movie. I like just about everything about this movie. It's a fun ride. It's like Armageddon. I love everything about that movie. Visually stunning to look at. It's dumb. Yeah, they're dumb. They're dumb movies. These are the disaster movies of our time. I'm an old fart, and I watched all those Irwin Allen movies like The Bees and Poseidon and Towering Inferno, although those two are really good. In my eyes. People probably see them as cheesy now, but I thought they were really good. So these are like the disaster movies of our time now. Well, this was the 90s. But I enjoyed it. I have a good time with it. One of those where it has all these multiple actors in there. You know, the only thing missing is the poster art with all the heads of all the famous actors in little boxes across the bottom. They used to do that in the 70s. Meteor, and then they'd have like Charlton Heston, George Kennedy, and this person, Olivia de Havilland, and all these other people, Faye Dunaway. But anyway, Independence Day, everybody knows this. I watch it maybe like once a year because, you know, it's Independence Day. It's actually a full case. It's not a cheapo eco or a not so cheapo eco. And comes with one disc. And I thought the new transfer looked really nice compared to that old one. This was another one of those that most of these I waited until the price came down because I'm not a rich man. I used to go out like on Tuesdays and buy like 3-4 movies full price. I didn't care, or I pre-ordered them. The majority of these I waited for them to come way down in price so I can afford them normally. I actually saw a pre-copy of this through internet means, and I was laughing my ass off. I thought it was really funny. So when it came down in price, I picked it up, and that's the Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I had to look because I didn't know the name. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I enjoyed it. It's not it's not a great movie, but if you want a zomcom, is that what you say? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun for a double bill with something, you know, like Dead and Breakfast or Shaun of the Dead or something like that. Although Shaun of the Dead, again, is way up here. This is kind of down here. But it's fun. It's a good time. It really is. UV Code, I believe it's a DVD and a Blu-ray. I'm just holding that back. And we'll move on. We'll move on. Here's one that I remember seeing like a year before it was even released due to internet, because it was released in Korea. It was released overseas like a year before it actually was released here in the States. And the Blu-ray and DVD and everything were out over there. So I was able to get a copy of the movie through those means. And then when it eventually came out on Blu-ray, I waited for it to come down pretty cheap, and I picked it up. Snowpiercer. Really liked this movie. Kind of a futuristic, apocalyptic take on the rest of humanity living in a train that forever just circles the earth, and each train has you've seen this is an old movie. Each train has its own little compartment. The rich people are in one, the school is in another, the food preparation is in one, the poor people are in one, the worker people are in another. And it's about a small ragtag group of heroes that try to make it to the front of the train to find out what really is all happening and what all the secrets are and all that stuff. And it's really, really a cool sci-fi movie. It really, really is. I enjoyed the thing immensely when I first saw it. And I got the Blu-ray now. So it comes with the disc, the flyer, and it's cheapo eco. Cheapo eco. A lot of people avoided this. And I saw the trailer, and it really, I know why people avoided it, because it really looked pretty bad. But I took a chance, and I think it was a Best Buy exclusive. I picked up the Steelbook to this. One, I really like the artwork on the Steelbook. And it's in 3D. And you know, I just said I pick up just about everything in 3D, whether it's a good movie or a bad movie. And I thought, without seeing this movie in 3D, yeah, this is a pretty damn bad movie. But in 3D, those really bad effects look pretty damn great. What is this called? It's not on the label. There, you know what that is? Look at that artwork. Look at that Steelbook artwork. I love that. I think it's fantastic. Gods of Egypt. Yeah, you're going, oh God, that's horrible. Yeah, it is, but You know, when you want to put your brain to the side of the wall there in a jar, and I swear, man, it's a great movie in 3D. It's one of those great B movies. You know, it's one of those, you have a bunch of beer and popcorn and pizza and you laugh at the action scenes, but there's some pretty damn good 3D effects in here, I'd have to say. This is a 3-disc, and behind there is a photo, which I'm not going to pull the discs out, and we got the UV code, which I won't show you. But yeah, I'm happy I got the Steelbook. I'm not a big Steelbook guy, but I like this one because it really had some cool art. It really had some nice artwork in there. Yeah, so Gods of Egypt. Saw it a couple times already, about 3 times I saw it. And like I said, in 3D, it really is entertaining. It's throw it on and, you know. Oh, I got to use my magic pen and get the price sticker off of this. But, oh, this has that special slip cover, doesn't it? I think so. I remember when this was nominated for the Oscars and I was getting screeners, and I got an early screener and watched it. And I remember there was quite a few people that didn't like it because it was too talky. And I think after a few other views, those people have come around to warm to it. It's Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight, and everybody knows about this. Yeah, this has that that slip cover that opens up like a Christmas card, and get it out of the slip cover and open it up, move the UV, there we go, we got the Blu-ray, the DVD I believe it is, or something, and then the UV goes in there, let me close it, let me put it back in the case. There we go. Yeah, I gotta use my magic ink pen and get that thing off of there. But first time view when I saw that screener, I enjoyed the movie right from the beginning. If you really know me, you know that I'm not too. I mean, I love action movies. I really do love a lot of action movies, but I also really like just character movies where people are just sitting around and talking, and that's pretty much what this is. It's kind of a mystery, kind of like a 12 Angry Men, where it's just a bunch of people talking, and you wonder who the bad person is and such. I liked it. I liked Tarantino's thing. This I avoided like the plague when it first came out. I saw it. I thought it was very pretty to look at, but I really didn't like the movie. I was just like, yeah. And then the sequel came out years and years later, and it was in 3D, and I enjoyed that one a whole lot. And then one day when I was just kind of browsing through the Blockbuster, or not the Blockbuster, God, that was a long time ago, the Best Buy or Target or Walmart, wherever I was, I saw this like for $5, and I picked it up. Why not? It's for the collection. $300. Yeah, everybody has this. Everybody has the big special edition, no doubt. This is the cheapo eco version, and I watched it again, and it's better. Kind of grew on me. Yeah, it's still so. I don't want to say that word, but it's still so. Masculinity, is that a word? It's just too, I don't know. And then the guy with the chain, I don't know. But it's pretty to look at. Here's another one that way after the sequel came out, I found it in a $5 bin, and I was like, you know, I kind of had a fun time watching this movie when it came out. It's got a lot of good people in it, and you can't go wrong just picking it up. And it's one of those movies that you're doing stuff around the house, you're cooking dinner, and you just throw it in, and you know, or on a day where you're drowsy, falling asleep in the middle of the night. You say, I'll just throw this in and put this on, and if I fall asleep through it, I do. Red, Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helena Bonham Carter. No, Helen Mirren. And yeah, it's the cheapo one. And let me pull the thing out. Of course it is. Cheapo Eco, and look at all that artwork on that disc. Look at that. Didn't they spend so much money on that? Fun movie. It's alright. Don't have the sequel. Might pick it up someday when I have extra cash and I see it in the bin. I'll probably pick it up. I actually never saw the second one, so I don't know if it's as good or not. I don't listen to critics, so this is a movie I've been waiting years for to come out, and to my knowledge, the only release of this was through Twilight Time years ago, and no other studio has yet to release it. So I did some looking around on Blu-ray.com in the forums, which is a goldmine if you're a Blu-ray collector, because you see all these collectors making messages about how the picture quality is, and is it worth picking up, and is the 3D good, and all that. Well, this is Tom Savini's remake of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. A film I absolutely adore. I love the original. The original is it's in my top 2, tied. I can't say which is better, but it's tied as my favorite horror movies of all time. Chainsaw is my next one, 74. Those two are tied. I cannot decide which I like better. I love them both. But this remake, I adore. I thought Savini did such a great job updating it and making it, still keeping it very creepy, very scary, and so many great. Tony Todd, Patricia, oh geez, and Tom Towles, and oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, yeah, so I got the UK version. I imported it because it's important. And there's some interesting disc art, which is kind of cool. It's kind of the poster, and then there's something back there, which I believe is the original. No, it's a whole different. I don't like that artwork at all. I don't care for that artwork. I like the original poster art, which actually I have autographed by Romero somewhere. Not Romero, Savini. Got it somewhere in my tubes packed back there. I confess I have yet to watch this, but it was one of those that I noticed on Amazon. It was like $9.99, and being a 3D person, and I want to buy everything 3D just so I can have this massive 3D collection. So I already explained that. Hellbenders. I hear it's okay. I don't know if it's great. I don't know if it's bad, but I got it on 3D. Someday I'll watch it. Comes with a slip cover, UV code, and it's cheapo eco. I don't know. Is it good? Write down below in my messages. Is it a fun movie? Should I watch it? Get a little more closer to recent releases. This is a Pixar, I believe. Oh my eyes. Well, it's Disney. I believe this is Pixar. Zootopia. Yeah, had a great time with this. Actually, I laughed a whole lot. There was some really great jokes in here, and I thought the 3D was pretty damn adequate. Comes in a nice lenticular slip cover, which I enjoy, and of course, being a Disney, got flyers. Being a Disney, it's a huge, boring disc. There's only 2. I thought there was. Oh, there's 3, but they stacked them. I'm not pulling it out. yeah, not much more to say. It's a great family film. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with Zootopia, and it's in the collection. This I heard so much great stuff about. One of my buddies, who I very rarely talk to, when this was on, it's a television show. When this was on, was all he was talking about. He says, "Oh, you got to see this. You got to watch this. You got to watch this." Like Game of Thrones, you know, you got to watch this. You got to watch it. And it was always up there in a high price, and it finally came down to like $25. I said, you know, there's only 2 seasons, $25. There's, I think, 12 or 13 episodes per season, plus there's extras and all that. Yeah, and I had the cash. I was like, why not? Rome. I picked up the television, I believe it's HBO. Yeah, HBO television show Rome, which when I did watch it, I was total in agreement with my buddy. There's the first season. Comes with all the discs. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs. Here's the second season. Same thing, comes with 5 discs. And if you haven't watched this show, watch it, man. Especially if you like Game of Thrones, if you like that medieval, not medieval, but that era, you know, the sword and sandal era. And if you can get this set, it's great. It comes with this beautiful slipcover that has this embossed raised lettering in gold. Really a fantastic show. Some really great performances. Great story. I heard there was going to be a 3rd season, but they didn't do one. They were low on budget, or HBO was cutting their budget or something. So they kind of, it's like based in historic fact. They kind of rushed the 2nd season in the last 3 episodes with Cleopatra and everything to try to compress it and get it all done. And it kind of suffers, but it's still really good. The old 3D movies that the U.S. will never release. Yeah, there's some weird thing going on with Disney or with other 3D or other studios that release their movies in 3D at the theaters, and then when they come on home media, they say, no, we're not going to do it. Screw you 3D people. And all the 3D people that have TVs are like, come on, I want that in my collection. Well, thanks to the Blu-ray.com, as I said, you go looking around, you go, really? That movie's available in England? Really? I can get that movie from Germany and it has the total English and all that? So this was one of those that I heard was really a pretty good movie. And I wanted it in 3D. The trailer looked amazing. And I just was, when I watched the trailer, I was like, wow, in 3D, this is going to look great. And so I imported it. I had to import it, and hell if I could tell you where I got it from. Could have been Germany, it could have been Taiwan, could have been somewhere. The Finest Hours. I believe this is Ron, put it here. I believe this is Ron Howard with Captain Kirk. The new Captain Kirk. And Casey Affleck and Ben Foster and Eric Bana. And yeah, it's a pretty damn cool flick. It does look really good in 3D, I'll have to say that. And you can't get it in the States in 3D. I had to import it. And it's very bare. It's very, very bare, but hey, I enjoyed the flick. It was worth the import. It really was. Yeah. Another 3D film. See, now, they won't release that in the States, but they'll release this in the States. And to be honest, I watched half of this and I turned it off. Not because 3D was bad or anything. It was just a very obnoxious children's film. And I'll probably go back. And I'm sorry if people like the movie. called Quackers. Quackers. Yeah, you know. They release so many children movies in 3D now, and the 3D is not popping your face, except for those from Ben Stenson? The Sammy guy in the House of Magic guy. I'm going to bug myself with that now. But anyway, Quackers, I got it. I picked it up. It was cheap. And I was able to get the slipcover. Big whoop-de-doo. There's the back. And UV code. I'll pull that out. And it's a 2-disc. I don't care if they're right side, left side, whatever, upside down. I'm just showing you it. There it is. It's up on the shelf now. I was extremely happy when these came out. Finally, these were the movies that I knew were eventually going to come because of the amazingly restoration of the original film. There were 3 sequels, and I only picked up the 2 sequels because the third one I've seen, and I have no desire to watch it again. A lot of people say that about the third one, but the third one was definitely worth buying for me because it is in 3D. Can you guess what they are? Jaws. Jaws 2, I thought was a very adequate sequel to the original movie. Nowhere does it come near to it. Jaws is in my top, I'll have to say probably my top 10 favorite movies. Jaws is in there. But Jaws 2 was a really adequate sequel, and that might be because Roy Scheider returning, Lorraine Gray, was it Lorraine Gray? And I thought the story was kind of cool. It wasn't like the fourth one with the revenge, and it subliminally knows who these people are, and it's out to kill them, and Michael Caine falling in the water and coming out of the water, and he's totally dry. But anyway, yeah, Jaws 2, not much. Universal, enjoy. Great to have in my collection. Usually when I watch Usually when I watch Jaws, I watch the second one very soon after. If not the same day, I watch it the next day. And it has a nice, a nice closure to the thing. Jaws 3, because it's in 3D. Yes, as a special bonus feature, they remastered this for 3D televisions. And this came out in the 80s when 3D was making its second comeback. So the 3D effects were way in your face. So much to the point where you went cross-eyed because they were like right there, like Friday the 13th Part 3. Where the frick is Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D? Not the red and green, the TV version, nice version. I even have the receipt from Best Buy. Anyway, Jaws 3, not much in there. Well, I should put that back in there. I don't know why I'm saving it. Maybe when I'm old and 90 years old, I'll open it up and go, oh, I bought this in 2013. I had the original of this movie because I really liked the original. I grew up watching it. I usually would always watch the original in the winter time because it's all about a blizzard that hit Chicago, and it was close to home because I live in Chicago. And it had all these great actors in it, and it was, if not it might have been the very first disaster film, if you want to think about it. And then I was like, well, are they ever going to release the other ones? Because there's a whole bunch of other ones. And they finally did. They did a box set, very reasonably priced, even when it first came out. But I waited, I waited for it to come down. I think I got it for maybe $14, under $20 I got it. And it is the airport collection. I had the first movie, Airport. I think I gave that to, hey Internet, Eric here. I think I sent that to him in a care package. But this is the complete collection. This has Airport, Airport 75, Airport 77, and the Concorde, Airport 79. So you got all these great, well, you got all these airport movies. There are like all the movie posters on the back there. I really liked Airport 77 with Chuck Heston, you know, and him, you know, hanging from the plane collides with a small plane, and there's a hole in the cockpit of this giant jet, and they have a helicopter that can keep up with the plane, and they lower Charlton Heston on this thing so he can get to the window and climb in the window and then land the plane. It's great cheesy fun. How does a helicopter keep up with a jet? I don't know. Anyway, it was fun to watch. Airport, 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 airport. And you know what? There was one more airplane disaster movie that has never been released on Blu-ray. I don't even know if it was released on DVD. It might have only been on VHS. I don't know what the quality, I might have gotten this off television, but I made a copy of my next favorite, or what belongs in this set, and that's Skyjacked. Another Chuck Heston saving the day, and I just kind of slipped that in there because whenever I watch the airport movies, it's like I gotta watch Skyjacked. Skyjack is another one of those really great airport disaster movies. I hope they release it someday so I can get it, and I'll have all the airplane crash movies. I really like this pseudo sequel. There was some controversy when it came out, being that it's not a sequel, and that Abrams got a hold of the script and said, look, if we add a scene at the end, we can tie it in with one of my other movies and we can make it like a sequel. And that's all well and fine, and I like the movie as a whole with that ending. But on its own, it's a great claustrophobic type of movie. And I'm talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane. I got the Best Buy Steelbook. I believe that's the Best Buy Steelbook. Yeah. There he has the UV for the original movie. And the DVD, I believe, and the Blu-ray. Everybody says John Goodman, fantastic. He's just great. But, you know, I mean, if they didn't add on the aliens at the end and they just had it like he was nuts, and that would have been kind of cool. This one late night when I had a lot of these, I put in a comedy. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was Neighbors or something like that. Project X. And there was a bunch of trailers at the beginning. And I was like, all right, I'll just sit there for 15 minutes and watch all the trailers and see. Because I usually don't. Usually I just skip to the menu and go right to the movie. Back in the day, I watched all the trailers. Now I don't. And I came across this one, and it was like, that's pretty funny. I like both the people in here. I was a fan of How I Met Your Mother until like the last 3 seasons. And I always had a thing for Cameron Diaz. And I was like, she's nice on the eyes, and I like her. And oh my God, she's in her underwear. Oh, it's this. So I had to go out and buy sex tape. Yeah. Like, and she's in her underwear, and it's pretty nice. It's a dumb movie. And I got a slipcover. Wow. It's a dumbass movie, man. But there we go. I'm holding over the thing. And oh, it's a not so cheapo eco. We got one of those. See, where it's not cut out, but it's the plastic is thinner. Except for here, it's thick, and then it's thinner. So they're trying to save money, but they're not going as bad as cheapo eco. Yeah, sex tape. It's a television sitcom situation stretched out to 90 minutes. R-rated, I believe, too. Yeah, R-rated. I don't remember. Maybe you see some boobage. I don't know. Maybe you see some butts. It's been a while. I got it. I put it in, and I was like, I laughed through it, and it was okay. I haven't watched it since, so but it's up on the shelf. Another import, I believe, or no, this was only at Best Buy because it's in 3D, and sometimes Best Buy only releases the 3D version. So you got to do your research if you're a 3D fan. And I had the first two movies in 3D, and when the third one came out, I says, well, hell, I got to get the third one in 3D. I'm talking about Kung Fu Panda 3. Tick. What's this called? Oh, I thought I had like a second name, like Kung Fu Panda 3, the chubby guy. But it's not. And it was a Best Buy exclusive, and it comes with tons of extras, and it's 3D. And I pulled the flyers. I got all these flyers and a UV code thing and more flyers. And it comes with 3 discs, which is very nice. Wow, you can have a Panda Party paper pal. Again, only watched half of it. Never finished it. I got bored about halfway through, and let's go watch something else. So I need to revisit. Watch it from beginning to end. Much controversy we have here, mister. Yeah, but I had to get it in 3D because Man of Steel was in 3D. Batman v Superman. Lenticular cover, that's not that great. Slipcover. Yeah. UV code stuff. 1, 2, 3, unless they're stacked. I don't know. Batman v Superman. I don't know. Lots I liked. Lots I didn't like. Kind of looking forward to Justice League. Liked Wonder Woman in this. When she showed up at the end, and better than the entire movie, I love the score they used for Wonder Woman. Another 3D movie from the 3D Film Archive. I can't talk enough about them. Or is this Twilight Time? Ooh, this is Twilight Time. But I think the 3D Film Archive had a lot to do with this remaster of a 3D film. And this is a classic film from, hell, I don't know because I can't see the date. But it's Miss Sadie Thompson, starring Rita Hayworth, Jose Ferreira, Aldo Ray. I my eyes, man. Miss Sadie Thompson. Surprising, because I've never seen this movie. And the 3D was brilliant, fantastic. Back in the 50s, when they were doing these older movies, they knew the composites, they shot everything with 3D cameras, and they knew how to frame a scene with stuff in the foreground and background, not popping out, but it was just beautiful to look at. Not like the window boxing or shadow boxing that we have today, which is very like nothing. But these are brilliant, amazing. This Inferno and the Squadron and. But anyway, I really enjoyed the story. I knew nothing about it, and I was captivated by it. And boy, what an ending! What an ending! It's about a hooker. It's pretty damn great. Comes. What is this? Oh, that's the receipt. There's the thing. Comes with a nice little flyer booklet. Thingy. Yeah, well worth the purchase if you can find Miss Sadie Thompson in 3D. Yeah, really, really good. How long have we been going? No, 2 hours, 40 minutes? No, oh, jeez, that's how much I got left. Like, I haven't been talking for 2 hours. Are you kidding? 50 minutes plus. All right, wasn't going to buy this. Was not going to buy this. Heard it came on Blue. And there's another show from the 70s that I said I wasn't going to buy. And the price has not come down yet. And I will probably buy it if it comes down. Or get it as a gift. But no. When it comes down, I will probably buy it just to have it. And I'm talking about Battlestar Galactica from 1978, 79. Wasn't going to buy this one. This one, I would rather have another Irwin Allen television shows Blu-ray. And I have this beautiful Land of the Giants, when it came out, box that's a cage that has like screen, and it has all the characters in there looking out, and you raise the screen and all the discs are in there, and you get a patch and a keychain of the Spindrift. Land of the Giants is my favorite Irwin Allen television show of all of them, although I love Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Time Tunnel, I love all those. One of my worst ones, one of the ones I did not like, although the first 10 episodes of the first season I adored, I thought were brilliant, were amazing, fantastic, and then they went another way, and yeah, I jumped on the boat and I said, yeah, it opens on the top. I'll pick it up. Mainly, this is the entire series, 3 seasons, mainly because it came under 50 bucks. And I think when this first came out, it was over 100. And when it came down under 50 bucks, 45, something like that, I figured, again, back in the 60s, television shows lasted like 30 episodes, and you're talking hour-long episodes, 30 or 20, late 20 episodes. And for 3 seasons, that's pretty damn good. When you look at Game of Thrones, and it's only like 10 episodes or 13 episodes, and you're paying $60 for the season, are you crazy? So here you have the entire series, 3 seasons. They all run about 30 episodes, and I'm getting it for like 45 bucks. Yeah, I'm going to jump on it. So you open it up, and it, you know, you got all seasons in there. Might as well show it. Might as well show it. Because it's so, the packaging alone is amazing. You got season 1. At the back. opens up. They all come with their own little slipcover inside the big box slipcover. You got season 1, just like that, and an episode thing, and it opens like that. It opens like that. Oh, and it opens even more. And we can go to the back. Okay. And I said, you know, let me look. The first season was black and white. The second and third were in color. And here's the slipcase for season 2. Oh, Will, save me. Smith, Dr. Smith, Will, save me. You bubble-headed booby. Whoa, disc fell out. Here we go. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, it came from here. Okay, let me put that back in there. Yeah, I mean, I seen this show so many freaking times in my childhood. It was on, just like Gilligan's Island. Oh, please remaster Gilligan's Island for Blu-ray. Please remaster Gilligan's Island for Blu-ray. Oh, it's one of my favorite childhood comedy shows of all time. Please remaster Gilligan's Island for Blu-ray. Come on now, damn you. Damn you. Close that. Gotta close that. Then I gotta... Smith! Come on, get in there. See, sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. And season 3. Season 3, slipcover. Danger! Danger, Will Robinson. We got that. Open up, we got the cast. And we got some season 3. And let's open it up. Open it like that. And like that. And then open it this way. Open it that way. You got all the discs. So it was like one of those guilty pleasure things. It was like the price was too good. And, why not have it? And when I got it, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes a night or a day when I came home from work. I figured, okay, I'm watching Lost in Space. I'm going to get through the entire series, watch them in consecutive order, and enjoy the remastering, which they're as good as the Batman remastered. Colorful, crisp, beautiful. A lot of them have commentary tracks. There's a whole crap load of extras at the on the extra disc. Comes with this beautiful, huge booklet, which is actually the first script. This is the script for the first episode. Comes with some, which I'm not going to open up, some still cards of the characters and some history on the back. Also comes with something I'm not going to open all the way, but I'll show you just a pinch of it. The blueprints to the robot, which is really kind of cool. Close that up. Let's put this all back in the big old box. Look at that. 40 bucks. Not bad. Well, under 50, let me just say. That sounded yummy. Get it there. There we go. Or do you prefer the first season opening? All right. It's in the collection now. Okay, we only got a few more to go. Been a fan of the show forever. Forever freaking ever. I think I mentioned in my defending in the D's that, I'm just going to go real quick through it. Went to a friend's house, he was watching something, and he says, oh, it's a great sci-fi series. He was like our brainiac friend. You know how you have a group of friends, like 5 or 6 friends, and there's one that's the very smart one, and you always went to him and ask him questions. Where does Mercury come from? Why does it move around weird like that when you have Mercury and you break a thermometer and it's like bubbled and it never like forms? It just kind of, and he would know. And he would like take apart. Back then we had calculators. He would take about calculators and the little wires. And, how does that work, Bill? Oh, you do that. And then all that. He knew everything like that. So he was watching this television show, and I went to his house, and because he was like the first one in the neighborhood who had air conditioning, and we went to his house, and he had television on, and I'm like, what are you watching? The Rubber Monsters. And, oh, this is a very good show. You should really watch it. It's very good. Oh, all right. And then in the 80s, that was like the 70s, like 77, 78, something like that. Then like the early 80s, I was flipping through channels, and I came across something that looked like Sherlock Holmes. I was like, wow, this looks really kind of cool. I don't know who these actors are. It's not Basil Rathbone. It's not Peter Cushing. Who's this Sherlock Holmes? He had the hat. He had the thing, and he had this woman with him that had a Victorian dress, and they were fighting giant rats in the sewer. And this little like midget guy and this Asian, I was like, what the hell am I watching? And it only lasted like 20 minutes, and then it cut out, and it was like, tune in next week or whatever. Talking about Doctor Who. Doctor Who, from that point on, from the 80s, and that was a Tom Baker episode, Talons of Wing Chiang. My very first full-length Doctor Who episode I ever watched. Probably one of my favorites right now. Was it a 6-parter? It might have been a 6-parter. No, I think it was only 4-part. Anyway, I don't have any of the classic Who, but when the new Who came around in 2005, new Who, with Christopher Eccleston, and then David Tennant, and then Matt Smith, and then, I showed you what I have of those. And the first couple seasons, the first 4 seasons, never really were released on Blu-ray because they weren't shot in high def. Well, in the UK, they released a full box set of the entire season up to that point, up to the Matt Smith season, and they were all Blu-ray. And even though they weren't shot in high def, the Blu-rays were significantly better than the DVD quality. And the only way you can really get it was from the UK. They released the separate seasons. I have yet to get the very first one with Christopher Eccleston because it has not come down in price. But the other ones have come down where I was able to get these for like $15 a piece. So I got the second season with David Tennant and Rose. David Tennant's first foray as the Doctor. As the paper falls out. Get that in there. I got the third season with Martha. Her first appearance, and again, I got that, there's Donna, and then I got the complete 4th season that had Donna as the companion, which is an extra thick case compared to the others, which I don't know why, but it is. And there's a disc under the art, and then there's that, and yeah, I love the show, and like I said, I yet to pick up the Christopher Eccleston version, which I will, and then I'll have all of New Who, because I have all of them now up through Capaldi, because I love Who, and I always have I want to watch that episode, I want to watch this episode, and I'll just go to my shelf right there and pull it out, and I can watch it. That's the whole reason you have a collection like this, is because it's like a good book. It's like a library of books. I want to read that book again. So you pull it off the shelf and you read it. Movies, they take shorter time than reading a book. It's only like in 2 hours, and a book will take you a couple days. unless you're a big, a quick reader. I did an IMO of this movie. Go back and look at my IMO reviews for this movie. I bought it because it was 3D, and I loved the first one. I figured, okay, I'm going to watch this and buy it, and I bought it. Not full price, it actually did come down, but I was able to get the slipcover. Independence Day resurgence. Color, who cares? Who cares? There's a disc under here, and there's a disc there. I actually, totally honest, I actually put this in last Saturday. I figured I'd give it another try. I usually listen to most of my television through headphones because I'm in this apartment and I don't want to interrupt anybody else with the subwoofer. And the headphones are really great. They're 7.1. They handle bass really good. And I put this in, I unplugged my headphones, and I went to my full surround system, subwoofers, speakers, and all that. Got about 10 minutes in, and I turned it off. That was the second time I attempted to watch it. The first time I got all the way through. Special effects are pretty nice. Recently, I've been getting in the mood to collect Hammer films. What are Hammer films? Films about a hammer? Films about a guy holding a hammer, killing people with a hammer? No, Hammer is a studio from the UK that produced a lot of movies in the 60s and early 70s, maybe. I don't know how far they went. But majority of them were in the 60s. The classics were in the 60s. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, a lot of Freddie Francis directed stuff. And fortunately, I mean, they were starting to come out in the UK on Blu-ray. And only recently, fortunately, they've been coming out in the US. Some as multi-movie sets, some as single movie sets. And the prices was like $20. And in my mind, I'm like, you know, they're not worth $20. I mean, even though they're on Blu-ray, they're going to still be grainy. They might be remastered and color corrected and that. But for a Hammer film that I'm not going to watch maybe once every 2 years or so, I could always just watch the DVD. There's no reason to get the Blu-ray. But then a few of the Blu-rays really came down in price, like $9.99 or even lower. And I decided to start picking some of them up. And the first one was, well, you know, I got Horror of Dracula. I've got Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, which is my favorite Hammer film. Sorry. And this is the sequel to that, Taste the Blood of Dracula. Taste the Blood of Dracula. But it's not Basil. Bella. I was thinking Basil Rathbone. It's Chris Lee. And they're all cheapo-eco. Okay, very draggy in points, but okay. It's part of the Dracula saga, the Hammer Dracula saga. Peter Cushing. Ugh. In my mind, one of the greatest actors I've watched in my life. Ever since a child and even in my adult years, when I watch his old stuff, he's not in that. But like this, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, where he plays Dr. Frankenstein. I just adore watching him. Even Tales from the Crypt, the Amicus film, where he plays Grimsdyke. Such a sad performance, although that was shortly, I believe he did that shortly after his wife died. So there was a lot of emotion, a lot of sadness in him anyway. But anyway, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, Cheapo Eco. At the back. Had this on Super 8 film when I was like a teenager. Super 8 little 200-foot reels. Those right there. This is Super 8. This is 50 foot. This is 200 foot. This is 400 foot. This is 16 millimeter. You know what I got on there right now? I just dug these up. There was a blank area right here. And I was like, oh, if I had an insert poster. Insert posters are those long ones that are thin. If I had an insert poster, I'd put it there, but I don't. I don't have any insert posters. So I have all these films. I have a box of actual film from my college days, from my childhood. I still have like those old Super 8 silent films and stuff like that. So this Super 8 film is, or this little reel here, I believe is just stuff I filmed around my neighborhood. That was never, none of this stuff has been transferred to DVD. Someday I will get them digitally transferred. This one, I believe, is Jason and the Argonauts, one of the parts of Jason and the Argonauts, black and white, silent, with subtitles on the bottom. I believe this 400-foot film is... Oh, that's 16 millimeter. That's actually 16 millimeter right here. I do believe those are trailers, and I know this big reel is full of trailers. Like, I was a big trailer collector, so there was a film collector magazine called Film Collector's World back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and it was like a Craigslist type of thing, and you would order movies through the mail, and you would get these little reels, and they were the movie trailer, Airplane, Star Trek, the original Star Trek, original Airplane, and I know Pink Panther, Revenge of the Pink Panther and stuff like that. I know on this big disc right here, I have the original Star Wars trailer from 1977, the original, right now. All this can be, how does it start? All this can be happening right now. And, the tale of a boy, a girl, and an adventure. That trailer, that now I believe has been remastered and is all over the place. You can see it. The original trailer I bought is in that reel right there with a whole bunch of other trailers. Anyway, who cares? Apart from Peter Cushing, the other fantastic Hammer actor that you would want to watch anytime was Christopher Lee. And he did the first Mummy movie for Hammer, which is pretty much essentially a remake of The Mummy, the Universal classic Mummy, although it's changed a little, and it's modernized, and it's in color, and he just looks great in those bandages. Even though he doesn't speak, you could tell he's got this characterization about himself. There he is. I mean, just the emotion, the face, the movement, big. I mean, he's not a big guy. I mean, he plays Dracula in a lot of the Hammer films, and he played Frankenstein in Curse of Frankenstein, which is actually in the mail on its way to me from England. It's taken like 4 weeks, but anyway, cheapo eco, because Curse of Frankenstein is not released in the U.S. right now. This is a Hammer Films double feature. The Revenge of Frankenstein and the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Curse of the Mummy's Tomb I saw in the 70s at a theater in Chicago called the Brighton Theater on Archer Avenue. I saw so many movies there. They were a movie theater that would show 3 new movies. You would go there at like noon and you'd come out at 6. You would see 3 movies, and I got stories about the movies I saw there. I saw Godzilla movies there. I saw Dr. Jekyll, Sister Hyde. I saw my favorite childhood scary movie there, Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. I saw so much there. And Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, I never forgot that they were in the underground sewer in the water, and he sacrifices himself for the woman, the mummy, and pulls the rocks down on him. And there's this one horrifying scene where he steps on somebody's head and just smashes it to mashed potatoes. There is a tag video series going around on YouTube. I just stumbled across it yesterday, where people are giving their top 10 children traumas, where they're giving the 10 scenes in the movies they saw as a child that still to this day terrify them, has impacted their life. That scene where he steps on the guy's head was one of them for me. And I might just do that tag just on a whim, and I might start tagging my friends with that, because I have a few. I have quite a few horror movies that I have visions of right now that I can see. That's that movie, that scene. Yeah, and the other one, Revenge of Frankenstein, which is a really great movie on its own. It's not like Flathead Frankenstein and all that. It's a great movie. It's more on akin to Frankenstein: The True Story. Remember that television show? It was a 2-part television special, Frankenstein: The True Story. This movie was the very first Super 8 film, silent film, 200 foot, which meant it was only like 12 minutes long, on my Super 8 projector, which my parents bought me back early 60s, maybe. Very first. In my very first Defending My Collection, I talk about that moment when my dad brought down the Christmas package, and I was just, and that started my movie love, my collection addiction to buy all these Super 8 movies, and then buy all these VHS, and buy all these Laserdisc, and buy all these Blu-rays. Yeah. Last 2. I mentioned this before, that I love these movies, and they released a compilation collection, which was fantastic. And they had like the first movie of each one of these characters, and now they're finally bringing out the full Blu-ray set of all their movies, and these were out on DVD. Anyway, the Legacy Collections, Frankenstein, Blu-ray, every Frankenstein movie, including Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Every Frankenstein movie from the Universal age, House of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, every movie that his character appeared in. Wolfman Collection, every movie that the Wolfman appeared in, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, the Wolfman, plus Werewolf of London, and I believe She-Wolf of London, other werewolf, the ones that Universal released. And there's a mummy set coming out with all the mummies. The only issue with those is the majority of those movies, like in the later ones, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, they all are in those movies. So every one of these collections have those same movies. So you might be only, like in the Dracula set, you're only buying Son of Dracula and Brides of Dracula new. Everything else is on these, well, Dracula and those 2. But all the other movies that are on that set are on this set. And they're on this set. You know, so that's the only issue with that. And that's it. That's it, guys. What are we at? 120. This is going to be a hour and a half. Defending my collection is back with the 2-hour video. Man, that's fun. All right. Well, that was a crap load of pickups, wasn't it? From spring of last year to now. And I have probably the same amount, maybe a little less, the same amount in part 2 coming up. I still have more movies that I bought. See, I know now why people only do like pickup videos with 5 movies, because they... Oh, Roger on Channel Donstar, he does 20, 25, 30 movies, and it's an hour and a half long. Oh, this was fun doing though. This was fun. I haven't done this in so long. It's fun to do one of these where I just go through movies and talk through them, talk about them. And I was trying to rush, but yeah, I still have so many that I'm just going to hold off, and I've yet to do my DVD collection. I want to do my DVD collection, and I've yet to do my 3D wish list conversion video, probably videos, where I talk about 2D movies that I really wish were converted to belch, to 3D. But that'll be down the line, you know, someday. I just felt, you know, it'd be kind of cool to start this. I've been kind of neglecting my Donstar channel, Donstar channel, mainly because I've been doing like reviews and things like that. I have a few retrospectives that I want to do, like the Saw series. I want to do one video just all about Urban Cowboy, which I love, which I wish Paramount would finally release on Blu-ray. They're just releasing the new Saturday Night Fever remaster for, I think it's a 4K. I don't know, maybe not. But it's going to have the director's cut and everything on it. Where the hell? Paramount is so behind on a lot of movies that they need to release. There's so much that hasn't been released yet. So much that you only need, you have to have the DVD if you want it in your collection. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So it's old Roger D from Channel Donstar. Thank you for watching. Thanks for revisiting me on a brand new Defending My Collection video where I talk about my updates, my pickups of the last year. Part 2 will be coming shortly. And yeah, I think that's it. It was fun. Like I said, it was fun doing this again. If you get a chance, check out my game channel, which will be, the banner will be there, and then down below in the message area will be a link where you can see me. Like I said, I'm playing Outlast right now, the second Outlast game, and I'm scaring the hell out of me. Well, I'm not. The game is scaring. God, I had an episode, the last episode, the episode before, where I jumped so much. I have never been that shocked in a game. A game has never made me actually jump back before, and there is a section in there where I did, and I gotta make it. Both of these channels, I gotta make like a welcome video, you know, just talking, hey, thanks for joining my channel type thing, which is a montage of a bunch of stuff I've done just to show that what I do, and no doubt that little clip of me getting scared the hell out of my pants will be in my game channel trailer. But anyway, I just want to thank all you viewers for watching, and check out my other videos if you're new to my channel. If you just stumbled on this channel, check it out, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your grandmother, say, hey, there's an old guy that's almost your age, why don't you check out see what he's talking about. And yeah, until part 2 of the crap load of pickups on defending my collection, we will see you all next time. Happy birthday if today's your birthday.